Hi everyone, so today we are going to be looking at doubling and halving. So looking at the numbers below, I've picked some random numbers. If you could pick a number and double it for me, think about the method you would use and how you would do it. I'll give you a couple of seconds to pick one and answer one. Okay, so the number I would pick is 16. In our tens column, we have a 1, and in our units column, we have a 6. So I know that I'm going to have to partition these numbers and then add them together. So I'm going to have 1 on its own. It's not 1, it's actually a 10, because it's in the tens column. So double 10 is 20. Then double 6 is 12, and we'd add the 12 and the 20 together, which would give us the answer of 32. We can do this any other way. So, for example, if I picked 57, so in our tens column, we have 5, so that would make it 50. And then in our units column, we have 7. So I know double 50 is 100, and then double 7 is 14. So add them both together, we have 114. So what would be in the units column when a number is a multiple of 10? So our multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so on, okay? So when we're looking at the units column, this will always end in a 0 if we are talking about multiples of 10, okay? Now, some examples: 90, 130, 220, 340, 520. Now, as you can see in the units column, they are always a 0. So that's a column we haven't really got to worry about. That's a nice simple one. So up here, one of our numbers, 340. How are we going to do this? First, we'll check to see if it's a multiple of 10, which it is because it's got a 0 on the end. Then we need to partition these numbers as we did with our two-digit numbers. So we are going to split them up. If you want to put your HTU at the top, the hundreds, tens and units, you can if that makes it easier for you. So in the hundreds column, we have 300. Tens column, we have 40. And in the units column, we have 0. So if we go into double them, 300 doubled is 600. Double 40 is 80. So if we add those together, that would give us 680. Nice and simple, guys. You can all do this really easily. Let's try it with 260. So it is a multiple of 10. It's got a 0 at the end. Then we need to partition our numbers. So 260, it would be 260 in the tens column, 0 in the units. Double 200 is 400. Double 6 or 60 is 120. If you were going to do your smile multiplication, you could have just added the 0 and then 0 in our units column. So add them all together, it would be 400 and 120 is 520. 520. It's not difficult, guys. You can all do this. Write it down, break the numbers up, branch them out, split them up as you need to, and then add them together. So what about when we halve a number? Now, when we halve a number, we do a reverse. Now, remember, we talked about the reverse operation or inverse operation last week, which is very similar to reversing. So if we had the number 1420, we do the same thing. We split that number up. So we've got 1000, we've got 400, we've got 2 tens, which would be 20, and we've got 0 units. Now, easy. All we've got to do is split them in half, working from the thousands. So half of 1000, you could do your doubles if that helps you, would be 500. Half in the hundreds would be 2, because half of 400 is 200. Then half in the tens would be 10, because half of 20 is 10. Then we need to go through it and add them all up. So if you write it like this, you'll have your column addition ready to go. And we work from the units into the tens, into the hundreds, and it would give us 720.